Grief and mourning is an experience that we have all had to face at some point in our lives. We aren't prepared for it. We aren't taught how to handle it. In fact, it is a subject that is only talked about when we are caught up in this difficult and painful process. The loss of a family member is difficult at any age, but for children it can be particularly difficult to express their fears and anguish and just generally cope with it. Children mourn differently to adults. We have to remember that the foundations of everything that they have known has been shaken and shown not to be everlasting. Frequently, young children express their feelings of hopelessness and helplessness through temper tantrums and by regressing to a more childlike stage. Grief can even result in the children becoming physically ill. Orff-based music therapy is, as it says, based on the Orff approach, which was originally intended to teach music to children who had special needs of some kind. This therapy has been used in a study to evaluate its effect on 26 primary school-aged children who had lost a family member within the last 2 years. These children all came from 3 different public primary schools. For the study to work, each school was randomly assigned one of 3 conditions. School 1 gave the children an hourly session of Orff-based music therapy once a week for 8 weeks. School 2 gave the children a weekly session of help from a social worker for the same period of time. And School 3 had the children take a pre-test, and then 8 weeks later, the children were given a weekly hour-long session of music therapy. Both before and after the experimental period, the children's behavioural distress was measured on the Behaviour Rating Index for Children, and their parents or guardians did it for the children's grief symptoms on the Bereavement Group questionnaire. A very much desired outcome for this study was that the children would be suffering less from their grief and how they displayed it. So when the data was analysed for the children who had received the Orff-based music therapy, everyone was happy to report on how the children had advanced, not only in their suffering, but also in their behaviour. The social worker had also made improvements for the children in the second group, although there wasn't a marked difference in their grief. The researchers reported that the children who had waited longer for their treatment had demonstrated no signs of improvement at all. As shown and confirmed, this creative arts program has a remarkable effect on helping children to express and understand their loss while helping them to reshape their inner and outer worlds.